So to Swansea City, whose new manager Paul Clement faced Arsenal in his first home match yesterday. The club's rise to the Premier League saw their footballing philosophy lauded, but after a takeover and with a relegation battle ongoing, is that Swansea identity still intact?
Football clubs are a part of the fabric of the local community, our identity, our DNA.
It's really been a rise and rise.
Fantastic, really, it's a fairy tale story.
The way we came up through the divisions, it was unbelievable.
Roberto Martinez, he started that playing out from the back.
They work hand in hand. If manager left, another one would come in who was similar.
The way they played it was called Swansea Loner. It was the Swansea way.
Total football.
It's a fabulous finish.
It's been an incredible story, and it's only now that it's starting to fray around the edges, I would say.
Swansea enter 2017 bottom of the Premier League.
The Supporters Trust was formed in 2001. At the time, we were really sinking to the depths. We still retain our 21% shareholding. The other shareholders, they entered into discussions with an American consortium to sell their shares. But of course, they totally excluded us from the sale negotiations.
The atmosphere from Swansea supporters is turning even more acrimonious towards those who make the decisions.
After sort of some initial uncertainty, we are developing a relationship with our American owners, and I think they're beginning to understand what football clubs in this country mean to their fan bases.
Yeah, your fanzine's only £1. It feels a bit as if the former shareholders, or the ones that still have a small percentage, put their own financial gains above the clubs. It probably started to unravel when Michael Laudrup left the club. I think after that the board started taking more of control on transfers. Wilfred Boney left and wasn't replaced, and when you don't replace your top players, you're inevitably going to find it difficult, and that's what's happened this season now.
They've been looked on as a model for other clubs to stabilise in the Premier League. They are sort of going back to their old way in a sense, in the Paul Clement appointment, a relatively young coach, hungry to make his mark as a number one at a club. So I think they are looking to almost go back to the future.
They've had the highs and they've certainly had the lows as well, and it'd break my heart to see us go down, because I know how much the fans love this club.
Paul Clement has taken his place in the dugout for the very first time as Swansea City's head coach.
Norton in support, Sigurdsson roll forward, Routledge and Llorente in the centre. Norton drills in the shot, all saved there by Cech. This is Alexis Sanchez. Alarm bells ringing here for Swansea, the header from Ozil, and it's in from Olivier Giroud. And after all the good work for Swansea City, it is Arsenal who make the breakthrough. Dyer with the ball in, Llorente, return to Ki Sung-young, down he goes. And the South Korean international has his name taken when he was rather hoping he might have got a penalty. Sigurdsson can't turn, still with Arsenal, it will be, and it's blocked, and it's turned into the back of the net. The block took the sting out of the shot, but it redirected it over the top of Lucas Fabianski. Arsenal just pose a threat every time they come forward, and it's deflected in off Kyle Norton. It will be a beautiful play, and now it's Oxlade-Chamberlain. Ramsey tries to shoot, Sanchez does. Arsenal lead by 4 goals to 0. And it is turning into something of a rout here in this second half.
There's the final whistle, and in Clement's first Premier League home game, the Swans are going back to the bottom of the top flight.
Yeah, we've all got a difficult job on our hands, but we have to get back on the training field and work at getting the basics right. I believe if you keep working hard and getting that organisation right, you can have a much better chance.
Let me ask you both, because, you're coaching and would like to get into management. You did take over a club and were relegated as manager with the club. How much of a gamble is this for Paul Clement and his managerial career?
I think it's a gamble for Swansea to hire him, and it's also a gamble from him to leave a very comfortable position, one of the biggest clubs in the world, with one of the best managers who are going to be hugely successful. But his hunger and his desire obviously is taking over for him to take that job, because he wants to be a manager in the Premier League.
Did you think? Sorry, did you think, can a relegation ruin your managerial career?
If you're implying to me, no. I only had 8 games.
But is there a stigma?
It's a very, very difficult situation for him they're in. They're conceding goals for fun. 49 goals have conceded in 21 games. So it's a big, big ask. But if they get relegated this season, it won't be Paul Clement's fault. It won't be his fault. It'll be the owners. They had a system that worked for them, and they've gone against that.
Go on, Phil. How difficult is it to choose the right club quickly?
I think it's impossible nearly for an English coach now to get a job in the Premier League. So for him to get an opportunity, I think he's thought, I've got to go for it. It didn't work out at Derby, and he's got that burning ambition to get a managerial career under his belt.
OK.